Hello, 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 guys. This is Annie the Kinder Clown, with part 2. Now that I have started this beautiful carnival balloon dress off, I have it now on the body form because I want to bring more structure and shape to it. So I'm just going to push it up a little, because this is for a little girl who is turning 5. And her mom says she wears about a size 6 or a 7. And her theme colors are pastel colors. So what we have done here is use the color pink, orange, yellow, and lime green. And now I want to put the color blue in this design, because the color blue will bring it together very nicely. I want to show you that I am making a bubble. This is where the balloon stopped and where it starts. Making a ear twist under that same bubble twice. That's one ear twist, bubble, and that's 2. And what that does is it keeps the balloon in place. So we start here and go all the way around the body of this dress, just wrapping it in right there. That locks it in. We're going to go all the way around the body of this dress, guys. I just wanted to slow it down and show you. With each pink balloon, which is the foundation, we're going to make a 1/2 inch bubble so that they all have that same pattern. That's what you want to do. Right now, they're all going to be about this size. Up here, they were a little larger, and then I made them a little smaller. Okay? And you just simply go around the entire body of this balloon. Make sure that your balloons are the same width. That's very important. You want everything to be symmetrical. You can always, if you see that there's things that need to be cleaned up, like mechanics and stuff like that, you can always address that later. The idea is to make sure that your balloon is absolutely turning out as nicely as you had hoped it would turn out. Can you see that? Let me pull this down a little bit. Okay, let me turn it this way. You see that? We're going to make a bubble, 1/2 inch bubble, and then tie your blue balloon around that bubble. You want to continue. I'm taking my time because I want people to be edified and knowing how to bring to your customers or even your child really creative and wonderful things. And I'll show you what we do when we have too much balloon. Hold on. Making a bubble. Take that same bubble. We're just going to wrap it around like that. And I will come back to cleaning that up in a little while. But for right now, we are making this balloon dress, honey. I'm just going to wrap this around. And I am attaching this other blue balloon on here because we have run out of blue. So what you do is you tuck this under and until you have an opportunity to come back and just snip that part off. If your balloon is a little soft, you simply just squeeze it. Now this is where we started, and that's where we're going to end it. We want to make sure that it goes across. And you see that bubble? We're going to wrap it around because you already have a bubble there. Just wrap it around like that. Make a bubble for safety. Let that glue go, and you're going to take this piece and wrap it around that ear twist, and it's locked in. It is not going any place. Trust me. If you want to know how I make the balloons, this is the day that I am showing you how it's all done. Now, we want to take the next color and initiative to make this balloon really bright, really beautiful, and we are going to add this lavender. So this is the back of the balloon. The pattern is a little different from what you see in the front. We may make this the front of the balloon. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go yet, but this is where we are with it. Actually, we're going to keep this as the back because these are the buttons. Okay, so we're going to make a 1/2 inch bubble and then 2 ear twists. That's 1 ear twist, pinch it, twist, lift it, and pull it. That is how you make your ear twist. Now this balloon is getting to be a little tight. And we are not finished, but we are halfway there. So what I am going to do, guys, is take another pink balloon. This one I'm just going to wrap it around to lock it in, and then I will come back and I will snip that off. Okay, but I'm attaching this one because it has more air on the end. So the more that I do this pattern of the pinch, twist, and etc., each time that we start the balloon pattern over, every time you start the balloon pattern over, you're going to need to do that. Make a 1/2 inch bubble and 2 pinch twists or ear twists. Here's the lavender. We led off with pink, orange, yellow, lime, and blue. So that's a neon blue. Now here's a pretty lavender. We're going to wrap this around like that. You have to see my YouTube channel to see how to start creating the balloon dress, or see my live on Facebook where I gave a full demonstration step by step. This is a very inventive and creative way to make your customers' day very bright, and their child will feel like a star. And that's what it's all about. So we're going to make that 1/2 inch bubble by pinching and twisting. Go the length of the balloon on top. You don't want it to be smaller. You want it to be the same size. And go all the way around the body of this dress form until you can't go any farther. And this is a beautiful pattern of how to invent a balloon dress. start to finish, I have part 1 as I went live on Annie the Kinder Clown on Facebook. And this is part 2. Now that the dress is on the dress form, I'm just pinching, twisting, and wrapping it around the pink. That's all that I'm doing. When you are creating balloon dresses, guys, make certain that you have done the math. Make sure you know how many rows of balloons you would like to include to develop your design. And even if you don't have all of the balloons inflated, make sure that you have them available. I'm just popping that off because I need to add a second lavender balloon to this design. I'm just tying it, as you see there. You can always come back and clean all of this up with a balloon cutter or some scissors. Now, even though we are right back where we started, we only have one more bubble to go. That's perfectly okay. The idea of it all is to finish strong, because that bubble is already there. You don't have to make the bubble on the pink 260. Twist it a couple of times, pop it off. Always save your scraps. Don't throw your scraps away. Wrap this around that pinch twist, and that is what locks it in. Now we're going to shape this dress. I'm going to show you how we're going to change the dynamic of this dress. A 5-year-old stands about this tall, maybe a little shorter, but her body is going to fit inside this dress, and it's supposed to fit snug because it's a balloon dress and you want it to fit really snug. So at the bottom, now we're going to flare this balloon dress out. And I am going to use white. So now we're going to get into this whole dynamic of this dress being formed. It's not just going to have a straight up and down shape as you see here, but we're actually going to give this dress some shape and form. If it were an adult, I would say a sexy form. But for a child, I will say a flattering form is what we're going to do. Taking this white 260 and wrapping it around white. That's what locks it in place. So now I'm going to squeeze some of this air out because we want, oh, something popped. It was my pink. And when that kind of stuff happens, guys, you don't panic. You don't be afraid. You just jump right in really fast to save the day. That's all you do. We still have the green right there and just tie it together. You don't have to have 2 bubbles. That's why you have that second bubble, so that in case what just happened occurs, you're still good to go. You got to spring into action. That's why you practice, pray, and have patience. Those 3. And the dress is still good. I'm going to take this green and wrap it around that top bubble of that pink, and it's fine. So now this bubble is about 2 inches wide. Now I want to make this bubble about 2 and a little more than 2 inches wide, because we want this dress to now have a little flare and some kind of shape. So the more you add width to this dress, the more the dress is going to come together and have more of a personality. We're going to keep going. Take your time. Have your balloons all ready. Inflated, guys. Already inflated. Because when you get to the crowning moment, such as where we are currently now, you want that dress to be beautiful. So I am just giving this dress a little bit more of a shape. I'm not going to say that it's a dress so much, but it's going to be a top. It is going to be a top, because the children are going to be jumping around and having fun inside of a really nice facility that the parents have rented, and I want her to be able to get in and out. I'm attaching this second balloon to it because we need to keep the pattern going and to lengthen the color of the white. So don't worry about the mechanical things that you see, because you can always come back later and just cut that off. So I am going to do a pattern of white right here, and then for the bottom of this balloon, I'm going to go back to the beginning where I started off with pink and finish strong with 2 more rows of the pink. Now we're back where we started, right here where the buttons are. And we want to keep the length the same, the width the same. You do not have to pinch and twist a bubble for right here, because the bubble is already there. That's what keeps it snug at the bottom and in place. Twisting it, pop it, save your scraps. Don't throw your scraps away. I'm wrapping it around, and as you can see, the dress is getting a little bit more attention with a flare. Isn't that cute? So guys, what we're going to do next is I am going to use my pink balloons to finish the pattern on the bottom, and all of them are going to come out to be about this size and width, and then I will make my sleeves up here. Okay, so let me just show you my transition color. Next is going to be the pink, and like I said, once you get to the end of this is where it begins and this is where it ends. So you do not have to make a pinch or twisted bubble right here. Okay? Taking this, wrapping it around this bubble right there, and as I indicated, for anyone that may be just joining in at this particular time. I started off my balloon dress on Facebook, and I showed from start to finish how to create this pattern across the top. And I did a ear twist under that bubble. I did one bubble, and I did an ear twist twice, and just extended them across. So this is going to be a circus inspired design, and it's not finished yet. I'm just starting it off today. Let me see, did I do that right? Hold on. Yes, I just gonna start it off today, and I will finish it on tomorrow. Yes. I got confused there for a second with all of this pink. So her mother said one of her favorite colors is what? Pink. So for the bottom part of the dress where it is going to flare and have a lot of details that I am adding, it is really going to be beautiful. So I'm just going to take this extended piece and just wrap it around in and out like that. I'm going to tie it so that it does not come unraveled. The purpose of leaving a lot of air on the end, guys, is so that there's not a lot of tension in the balloons. You can always go back and cut off the excessive pieces that are noticeable, sticking out and peeking out and all of that kind of stuff. No one will ever know. Once you have finished your design, added your flowers, accessories, and other creative things. So we're just finishing up this dress as we want to give it a bit of a flare, a form. At first it was just straight up and down, and now as you can see, it's taking on a little shape and flare. So we're going to do one more row of this pink, and maybe 1 to 2 more rows, and then we will be done that portion, and then I'll come back on tomorrow and finish it off. Wrapping it around. I'm just hoping you all can see the flare of this. See the flare, how it's flaring out? At first it was just straight up and down, and you can see it has flare to it now. And that's what you want. So we're not going to add any other pastel colors to it, because now I'm finishing it off with the pink, because this is the focal point and the theme color. So I'm going to add a second row of the color pink, and you'll be able to see where I'm headed a little better. Okay? I have a YouTube in my bio that will show you on my channel these and other wonderful designs. So the width of this is going to remain the same. We're not going to change the width here out. It will remain the same length across. I'm going to be adding really nice little things to this dress that resemble a carnival. Lollipops made out of balloons, candy. Oh my goodness. You never know how creative you can get until you sit down and look at your beautiful product and say to yourself, that's going to be really nice. You can always adjust it. See how it's coming together very nicely. Yes, honey. Okay, right here. You can twist one more time. And I am going to add another pink 260 balloon. Have a long tail on the end. I know you can't see me. I wanted you all to have your attention to the balloon. But listen, you can add value, bring value to your services, to your family, or, you know, just make some extra money by serving your community and doing great things like this. The little girl is actually going to wear this dress. And if you would like to see a mini fashion show of what we do at Miss Annie the Kinder Clown's balloon shows, then hit my YouTube link, which is in my bio, the far right side of my page. And there you will see, as you scroll on down my page on my channel, a lot of very creative balloon ideas. So guys, we have come to the end of adding the pink. As you can see now, the dress has flared out. It's a little wider, and it has a flare to it. Look at there. It has a flare. Yeah. I am not going to make my sleeves today because I don't want them to be too soft, because these balloons can be a little pliable if you make the dress too far in advance. But I have made this dress in record timing so that it does not have any issues and etc. So what I do, guys, when I'm ready to finish off a dress is I cut the tail end of this, and I just tie it in a knot right up in here, and that just simplifies everything. Well, I think I'm going to add one more row. I had it in my mind to have 3 rows of the pink because I want it to stand out. So let's do, or not do, another row of the pink. I think I'm going to leave it as it is. Let me turn it around so everyone can see. I self-taught myself the fine art of balloon twisting by faith. I had no idea the plans that would take over my life. I had no idea the plans that God had for me. I was just as surprised as anybody. But here we are during COVID. This is something I always aspired to do. I always wanted to learn how to make a balloon dress. And you see this one is trying to come apart, so it's a good thing I turned it around. Now I can go ahead and save the day and add another balloon by just putting it right over top of that one. So you never have to worry about the mechanics of anything whenever you practice, you pray, and you have patience. You can do it. You just have to be dedicated and very intentional in the usage of your time. If you don't practice, don't expect to succeed, because you're not. Okay, so with this other piece, I'm just going to pop that off and wrap it around. These actual bubbles that you see here are bubbles that protect the overall foundation of this dress. This is the foundation. Everything was attached here, and you'll learn how I did that once you go to my Facebook page. So guys, that's going to do it for me. Miss A-N-N-I-E, the Kinder Crown. I am looking at this dress, and I think I probably will add what we call a 350 balloon and go around the base of this dress, or maybe I won't. But stay tuned for part 3. God bless you and have a great day. This has been a wonderful blessing and pleasure to share my gifts, my talents, and I pray that God will bless you as you bring your gifts to life. Practice, pray, and have patience. Bye-bye.